welcome back to Unit 2, Week 11, Rise of Technology. And the topic for today is AC/DC.
So name some electronics that you use every day.
Okay, so any device that uses electricity to charge or to run you can think about those. And think about where the energy comes from, think about how the electricity comes, and that is what we will study today. Okay, so today we will learn about Thomas Edison, who pioneered the DC current, and Nikola Tesla, who created the alternating current. Okay, so the lesson aims are to collect terms and vocabulary related to technology, access the internet, present data from various sources, and then present new terms and vocabulary by speaking and writing.
So the vocabulary, the first one is engineer. That's a job, so it's someone who works like Tesla or Edison needs to work with electronics.
Okay. The second word is current, so whatever the electricity in your wire is called a current.
Second last, transmit can be also like for a virus. The virus is transmitted by, but here is also to transmit the electronic, the flow, the electricity.
And the last word is invention. So we did this in the last chapter. An invention is something that you create. So before there was no laptop, and then somebody designed an electronic device with the screen and the keyboard. So that was an invention. Okay, and invention is very different from discovery. Discovery is something that already exists, like a dinosaur fossil, and then you find it. An invention, you start from zero and then you make it yourself. Okay.
So Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla were both innovators, genius, and important in history. Can you think of more ways to describe them?
So this is basically an exercise for adjectives in English. So think about an emotional adjective, okay? Don't say tall, short, fat, big. Those are physical adjectives, okay? So think words like intelligent, clever, smart, innovative, okay? Innovator is already there, but think about other ways you can describe them.
So let's go to the one by one. So Nikola Tesla, he was born in Smiljan in Croatia in July 10, 1856. He was an engineer and scientist, known for designing the alternating current electric system. He also created the Tesla coil, which is still used in radio and technology. And some other invention is battery, a wireless transmission of energy, invention of radio, and the Tesla turbine.
So if you remember the last chapter, we did the Industrial Revolution. So we went from the first to the second Industrial Revolution, and so the battery and the wireless transmission of energy was the telegraph. So that was the beginning of the second Industrial Revolution. So it was all because of Nikola Tesla. And the next one is Thomas Edison. And Thomas Edison was born in the USA in 1847, and he was an American inventor, and he's considered one of America's leading businessmen. Okay? The company that he started today is called GE, General Electric. If you know that company, that was started by Thomas Edison. Okay? So he developed the direct current, and he was a scientist, electrical engineer, and a mechanical engineer. And some of the things he discovered or invented were phonograph, telegraph, the light bulb, the power system, and the first camera was also invented by him. Okay. So the telegraph, again, if you remember, we showed you in the beginning of the second Industrial Revolution. that was because of Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla.
So Tesla and Edison, they were not good friends at the beginning, yes, but then they were enemies. So Nikola Tesla and Edison are two giants of electric history, but they were not working together. So we will show you a video now and to explain why they were fighting each other.
Introducing first from the red corner, he hails from Austria and was rated by many as the inventor ahead of time with 300 patents, inventor of the alternating current, induction motor, radio, and many more devices, Nikola Tesla! And his opponent in the blue corner with a whopping 1,093 patents, former boss of Nikola Tesla and iconic inventor of the light bulb from Ohio, United States, Thomas Edison! Who do you think will win this fight? Let's begin. There was a time when Thomas Edison was praised a lot for his inventions of direct current, or DC electricity. Edison was clearly a genius scientist who, apart from inventing the light bulb, also made use of DC electricity for a large variety of items. However, in the same area, a young scientist named Nikola Tesla came into the picture. Quite younger than Edison, Tesla was quite impressed with Edison's work and idolized him. He was desperate to meet Edison and show him his work. A lack of money to travel from one country to another made sure Tesla never reached Edison, but a professor of Tesla recommended him to Edison, saying, "There are two geniuses I know of, Sir Edison. One is you, and the other is this young fellow named Nikola Tesla." Tesla borrowed money from the professor and reached Edison traveling in a ship. Edison was impressed with the work of Tesla and told him to build an alternating current, or AC, generator and promised him 80% of the royalties, which was just sarcasm Tesla couldn't understand. He built it within weeks, and when the time of payment came, Edison mocked him and threw Tesla out. Mortified and filled with anger, Tesla continued his work on alternating current, making more than 20 patents, including the alternating generator and the turbine. Soon, Tesla's AC approach became famous. Newspapers made Tesla a minor star of the time, which Edison couldn't stand. The media called the upcoming war of these scientists the War of the Currents. Thomas Edison started experiments in front of a big crowd, chaining an elephant with manacles and electrifying the poor animal with alternating current just to prove how dangerous it was. Although Edison coveted the success of Tesla and thought of him as an enemy, Tesla never considered Edison as his opponent. We can say that if Edison was a good writer, Tesla was the inventor of alphabets. This voice is brought to you by Tristan from Step Back History. If you want to see some more videos with this lovely, silky, magical, almost the milk chocolate of voices, I do stuff on history, similar to Tell Me Why, but with a humanities approach over at Step Back History. I'm sure if you look in the doobly-doo or click on something on this screen, it'll lead you to my stuff. So what do you think, folks? Who was the better inventor, Nikola Tesla or Thomas Edison? Do comment your thoughts. Tell Me Why now has a Patreon page, and if you want to help support this channel, just go to patreon.com/tellmewhy. Your support will be genuinely appreciated. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy and stay curious.
Okay, welcome back from the video. So as you realized, Thomas Edison created the DC current, or the direct current. And the thing with the direct current is that it flows in only one direction, okay? And also, if you want to jump the voltage, it's very difficult to do in DC. But Nikola Tesla invented the alternating current, and you can push the current in both the directions. And what that helps you to do, it helps you to jump up the voltage or lower the voltage. So let's say if I am sending electricity from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, and then I send 220 volts, when it comes to Chiang Mai, I can lower the voltage. Okay, I can lower the power of the current using a transformer. And similarly, if I'm sending electricity from Chiang Mai to Bangkok, once it reaches Bangkok, I can increase the voltage as well. So that is why the alternating current is much more preferred than the direct current.
So here the alternating current, reverse direction in equal interval of time. And direct current, the current flows only in one direction.
Okay, so in AC, we provide alternating current to the television, fridge, etc. And DC current is used to charge batteries. Okay, so your cell phone batteries, anything with a capacitor is powered by a DC current. Okay, so here's some advantages of alternating current. DC current is provided at one voltage only. Alternating current can be stepped up or stepped down. DC current is very expensive to transmit over large distance, okay? Because you need a very fat wire. And alternating current, you can send it through a thin wire. And DC plants must be closer to the users. And alternating current plants can be far outside the city as well. Okay? And Thailand actually still uses direct current because it does not have to travel over a long distance. But in America and Europe, two big land masses, they transfer electricity with alternating current.
So here's the last little video about AC and DC to have a bit more information.
First, there was Ben Franklin and his kite. That was the beginning of our story with electricity. Then people fiddled about with it for a century before they started even thinking about wiring it to our homes. Then the question was, do we use alternating current, known as AC, or direct current, known as DC power? It sounds academic now, but it became a savage debate involving Edison, Westinghouse, and Tesla. In the end, alternating current won the debate, which was fine. After all, AC is good at carrying power over vast distances to run AC systems, like old-fashioned refrigerators or an old radio set. So things hummed along for another 100 years, right up until today. So you ask, now what's the problem? Well, like a lot of things that are 100 years old, the entire system has become terribly inefficient. These inefficiencies started to creep in around 50 years ago, when semiconductors were showing up in things. And while many electrically powered devices can use either DC or AC, semiconductors require DC power. What are semiconductors in? A lot of stuff. A whole lot of stuff. So, before these devices can use the AC power, they have to convert it to DC. And in that conversion, you actually lose power. A nice big chunk of it. Feel the heat from the back of your television or the brick on your computer? That's energy being wasted. Semiconductors are only one part of the problem. The other part of the problem involves the growing interest of converting power closer to home, with things like solar roof panels or plug-in hybrids connected to your house. And the way things are wired now, you have to convert them to AC power to get them inside your home or to your car, only to have to convert them to DC again. This takes the long way around when there is an opportunity to directly connect at higher efficiency. Confused? So is the grid. But all it really means is that you are losing double-digit percentages of power all over the place. So it sounds like DC power is the more efficient way to go. Why don't we just use that? Well, it's definitely a point worth exploring. If we were to optimize our systems to use DC power in a smarter way, created at our building sites throughout the country, we could dramatically increase our energy efficiency. We could not only create our own energy, but also do more with it. It would change the future of energy. The good news is we can, and can start right now. Over the past decade, Nextech has developed, tested, and deployed their DC system here, here, and here. This has resulted in energy savings of 10 to 42% versus conventional practice. If we were to deploy this same method of energy creation and consumption across the entire United States, the saving would be enough to power the state of California If this shift to smaller DC power systems, known as microgrids, starts to happen, it will have a dramatic effect on energy conservation today and in the way we create and consume energy over the next 100 years. And when you think about it this way, it seems less like a drastic change and more simply like the logical next step in the evolution of electrical power. First, there was...
So welcome back. So this is the final thinking tool for today. So we want you to compare and contrast between Edison and Nikola Tesla. Okay, so try not to spend too much effort in where they were born and those things. Try to spend more time thinking about what they did. So Edison created the DC current, Tesla created the alternating current. Okay, and then from the YouTube video, take down points and fill this up.
So what did you learn from this lesson? And as usual, write the vocabulary in English and try to find the meaning in Thai on your notebook.
And take notes down when you watch the videos. There are 2 important videos. And finally, make the thinking tool of the compare and contrast between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. Okay,
Okay, see you for the next video.